Right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Faith and Fame Show with me, Dickens the Great, the Conky of the Conky Master, East and Central Africa. And today I am honored to host Mr. Shem Irungu, and this is the Kenya National Youth, the National Director of Kenya Youth for Christ.
Yes, Kenya Youth for Christ. You got it right.
I'm actually one of the mentee of the other side. And man, I'm so much grateful to have him on the show. We're gonna have a lot of conversation in family. We're gonna have a lot of conversation in ministry. We also have a conversation in a business world. Just, you know, all of us, we are business people, so we need to borrow idea here and there. But before we start this show, kindly, ladies and gentlemen, make sure that you're subscribing, you're liking, you're sharing, and also talking about this show. Tonight, we are expecting to hit 1,000+ subscribers. You would help us do that. But before we do, we start off the show. Let us know how Mr. Shem is doing. How are you, sir?
I'm fine, thank you. Just had lunch, so you know my spirit's up. I'm happy.
Okay, karibu sana ndani ya show. And then hapo vile umesema like you've just had lunch, and you are one of the thing when you want to get a story from someone, first give him lunch.
Yes.
Na ataongea.
Nimeshughulikiwa hapo nimeshughulikiwa.
I think military people should apply this method. Kama kufinya hata mpate information, itakuwa sawa sana. But Mr. Shem, generally, how's your day been?
I've had a good day. We went drop kids at home, from home to school, then dropped my wife to work, then went to the office. Did some work there, and then I came here to
Faith and Fame Show.
Yes.
Asante sana. No, many people might have known you as a director. Anyway, they know you with Capitals. But who is Shem Irungu beyond Capitals?
Okay.
Like National Director. Yes, who is Shem Irungu?
So, Shem Irungu is a humble young man. I still believe that I'm young.
That's why you're National Director for the youth.
Yes. So I'm a father of 3 boys. I love boys. I love children. I love young people. So it's a big pleasure to be a father, and especially to bring up 3 wonderful young men who are thriving in their spaces.
All right.
A husband of 1 wife who is female. A blessed woman of God. In terms of career, I've done accounts for number of years. I've done psychology as a career as well, and now I'm a National Director Youth for Christ. Yes, but also I'm a minister of the gospel. You know. Amazing. Yes, I serve my church, lead the marriage ministry in my church. Yes, I love swimming, love cycling. So after this, I'm going for 25 kilometers. 25 kilometers. Yes.
Thank you so much, Mr. Shem. But can you take us back to your journey of faith and leadership?
Okay. So, I gave my life to Christ when I was 8 years old.
8 years old?
8 years old.
Which year was that?
Hey, ni kitambo. Hapo umezaliwa.
Naona kwa nilikuwa somewhere huko.
Okay, ni early 90s. Right, early 90s.
Early 90s.
Hapo hivyo sijui mambo na multi party. Hapo.
Okay, so tukasomea history. You guys are not there. It's a great for us to write it, you know. This is what I had.
Yeah, so I gave my life to Christ. And actually I gave my life to Christ mara mingi, unajua mimi. I think I just loved the Lord. So every time they gave an opportunity and they were asking who will want to give their lives to Christ, like, yeah, maybe.
Yes.
Yeah, but you know, after some time, after nimeokoka mara moja, mara mbili, mara tatu, mara nne, nikaona by the way, hata nikambo by the way imetosha. Ile mara moja hii imetosha.
Yani ulikuwa unaokoka ni kama kuna reward.
No, it's just that the message was just resonating with me. Yes. And I have just that love for God. So I wouldn't want anything that will put me asunder from God. So with every opportunity, mimi niko ndani. I want to be in. I want this Jesus. Yes, but at some point, Kambo, he's already in your heart.
He's already in your heart.
I think hata zaidi ya vile ameingia amekalia kiti ya cha enzi in your heart. That's enough.
ni kama it's like mtu mwenye ako na kifungu, as a person with the key who keep knocking the door.
Yes.
Who can easily open for himself.
Yes.
You see, yeah. But anyway, so
so now after giving my life to Christ, I loved my church. I loved Sunday school. You know, my parents taught me the ways of faith. They are also believers, and they encouraged me in my journey of faith. Taught me fasting. Taught me many things. Reading the Bible. Bible studies at home. Things like that. I was taught those at home. But with the desire that I had, I found myself desiring more and also leading other young people towards the things of Christ. So I found myself doing evangelism in the neighborhood, and niligrow up place inaitwa Jerry.
Oh, Jerry.
Huko Lumush. Nimekaa huko so huko hivyo jipata sasa niko kwa zijutu group wa God here and there. Shule when I got to high school from Form 1 nikakuwa CU leader, Maras nikakuwa CU chairman. Pale nikaambiwa sasa wewe vile nakuona unaweza kuwa a good prefect. Hiyo time tulikuwa tunafanya campaign. So mimi niko kwa class. So mimi ndio huyo nimeanza class ya kwanza, campaign class ya pili. Alafu sasa nilienda hadi Form 3. Mimi nilikuwa determined. So sasa nilipata kura mingi. So now I think probably Prince hakuwa na siko sure alikuwa anataka kunipatia, lakini vile waliona hizo kura hawadi wakauliza huyu jamaa ni nani? Huyu jamaa 3/4 of the school wamempigia kura, lazima tujue who the others. So they called me.
This kind of
they called me and they were very curious how come I got all these votes. So mimi nikamwambia nilienda nikauliza watu wakakubali. Mimi hakuna class nilibagua, sikujua wakubwa ama wadogo. I went to all the classes. So that way I learned to be a leader. Saa zingine kukosoa watu, kosana na watu saa zingine, and get unapatana. So I learned how to deal with people, and motivate people and love people. So that's the genesis of my leadership.
All right. I mean, you've just answered something automatically there, but allow me just now to put it closely, because I know there are many youth out there who is following this conversation, and there's a lot of things you can be able to learn when it comes to matters of ministry. Mr. Shem Irungu has got a robust experience when it comes to this, and just a gist of it is just sharing with us how that thing, as a joke way back in school, because in school nobody always knows that this thing is serious.
Yes.
Now, Mr. Shem, how did God call you into ministry now? Besides, because you can't be in class, you can't be on all those things, but to you maybe kuna competition flani, but then now you get out here and then you're like, no, this is now serious. So how did God call you into a ministry?
Sasa ni story ingine. Norma. So when I was in Form 3, when I was 13 years old in primary school, I had some crisis of faith. Crisis of faith. Mimi nimeokoka nini, but sasa nikaanza kujiquestion whether God really loves me, whether I'm really saved, whether I'm really God is in my heart. Unajua sasa devil saa zingine anakujanga anakuletea maswali ya kwambia who said. Hata Yesu alienda kwa Yesu akamwambia by the way, ama alienda ni kwa Eve na Adam. Did God say? And I said it was said.
It's a question. Did he really say?
So hata mimi ilikuwa tu ile did he really say? So nikaanza kujiquestion by the way. So but during that time nikaanza seek God even more. Nikaenda kwa camp, nikaenda kwa hii camp, youth camp, nikiwa Form 1 ama Form 2. So kwa hiyo youth camp pale hivyo kulikuwa na morning devotion, tulikuwa sijui ilikuwa something intercessors. Sasa mimi nikasema acha niende kwa intercessors. So tukaomba before the main service, before the camp ianze. So sisi tulikuwa tunaomba ndio power ya God ishuke, ndio lakini unaona mimi nilikuwa
msipoingia hawezi shuka itakuwa ni performance.
So but there was a word of knowledge that God gave a woman of God who was also like the leader of that camp. And God showed her a scroll, and in that scroll my name was there.
Wow.
And in that particular experience, it was also said that I will be a full-time minister.
Amazing.
So now that was the genesis of me getting into ministry. But sasa sikuenda nikaingia into ministry direct.
Yes.
Nikaanza tu hapo hivi CU chairperson, sijui church chairperson kanisa. So hapo hivyo ndio nikaanza my journey.
All right. Was there a defining moment when you realized leadership would be central to your assignment?
You see, for leadership is influence.
Exactly.
It's influence. So in ministry you are influencing people towards Christ.
Yes.
So there is no way that you can be a minister who is not a leader. The leadership changes in form.
Yes.
But you are a leader because you are influencing people for Christ. So right from the beginning I knew that leadership becomes a very integral part of my ministry journey.
Amazing, Mr. Shem. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we need now to shift gears a little bit and talk about faith in leadership, right? Because again, from the level that you are in, you cannot be joking with God. No, you cannot be joking with this word because of the generation that is following you. Imagine when you are the only person who knows the direction and there are millions of us behind you, we are trying to seek for that direction, but you are confusing us. You see, there are many people that will be lost and you will be accountable. And that's now take us to this question where faith in the leadership.
And before even we get there,
yes.
You see, one of the reasons why I can't joke with my faith is, you see, there are many disciples, but I have 3 permanent disciples. Permanent disciples. Unajua kuna wale disciples waenda break nini? Kuna break. My 3 sons, they see me day and night. They know whether or not I'm a good Christian or not. They see how I handle their mother. They know whether I pray. They know whether I fast. I cannot be saying out there I'm fasting and on. So you see now, faith has to be authentic because there are 6 pair of 6 eyes and every day, and then now I'm trying to preach to them or lead them towards Christ. So there can't be jokes because they see with their own eyes. They can know when daddy by there anachukulianga.
Kuna vitu inafanyika nyuma ya curtain.
There are things he says and there are things he does.
Yes.
So now that becomes a wake-up call for me as a dad.
Wow, amazing, Mr. Shem Irungu. By the way, if you want to get this conversation, it is live and direct on YouTube. That is Dick and the Great TV. Just subscribe to it and you'll be getting the full interview there. But also you can be able to follow us on social media handles, which I'll be letting him tell us at the end of the show, so you can as well follow up on many questions that you have, and we'll be glad to get those questions answered. But before even as we continue, Mr. Shem, what does leading with faith look like in your day-to-day national leadership role? You see leadership, you are telling people to go somewhere. Repeat that.
In leadership, you're asking people, follow me. We are going somewhere.
We are going somewhere.
Nikakwambia sasa leo tunaenda Kisumu. So people trust that you know the direction, you know the cost, you have the means of taking them there.
Yes.
But the truth that the resources don't come before you start the journey. Often don't come before you start the journey. Most cases the resources come as you're in the journey.
They will find you.
They find you on the journey.
Yes.
You see, even the children of Israel, when they started the journey from Egypt to Canaan, they were following the Lord. They did not have like the whole path directed. So for me as a leader, I'm asking people to follow me as we go somewhere.
As we go somewhere.
Yes, but now I do not know everything that we'll find on the way. I just know that the Lord told us to go. So it needs a lot of faith. It needs me to lean on to the voice of God and hear what it is that He's saying that we need to do. Yes.
Amazing. Now, which biblical principle anchor your decision, especially during pressure or uncertainty?
You know, there is that verse in Isaiah 30 that says that you will hear a voice saying, "This is the way."
This is the way.
Yes. So, because there are many decisions that I need to make.
Yes,
And
yes.
this decision, I do not know whether or not it is the right decision, you know, because there is no script. You know, umeamka umepata kuna jam hii njia. You do not know, ukienda hivi ile unapata jam, unaweza pata hiyo jam hata ni mbaya zaidi. Or unapata hiyo jam ni kidogo tu and then barabara inafunguka.
It just takes a bit of your patience.
Yes, so you don't know. You don't know. So now I have to seek the Lord and ask Him, you know, God, do I turn right? Do I turn left? Do I proceed fast? Do I slow down? Do I stop? You know, so now that verse really encourages me to know that that He will direct me. He will tell me which way to go.
Amazing, amazing. Now, have you ever had to choose? Have you ever had to choose obedience to God over popularity or convenience?
Oh yes, it's a decision that I have to make every day.
Every day, yeah?
Yes,
You
every
choose
day.
to obey God.
Obey God.
Regardless of anything.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Yeah.
All right. How do you maintain integrity, humility, spiritual discipline at such high level of influence?
I think humility is a choice.
Wait. Humility is a choice.
It is a choice.
Something that you choose every day
Every
to
day.
be humble.
Every day. Because you see now, sometimes you have people reporting to you and you may feel like you're their boss. You know, or people call you names, so boss, director, chairman. You know, all those names that people call you. Tajiri, you know. So now, if you're not careful, those things get into your heart.
Yes.
You know, unaanza kujiona, maybe I'm the best thing that has happened since sliced bread. You know, so and those things become a snare to any man. You know, so I have to make a choice that it is God. The glory goes to God. If the things go well, I would come and say, "Majamaa mmeona, was it not for me?"
And my integrity.
And my integrity and my strength, na my brains, na my hard work. Hizi vitu zingekuwa hapa. So it's a decision that I have to make daily. Yes.
Amazing. Now we're going to switch gears as even you're about to come to a close of the show. That is family and balancing. Now, Mr. Shem,
Yes.
any other guest has always come to this amazing show. We've talked about family. We've talked about how do we balance family and how do we balance our professionals, whatever place that we are in. Because now you find majority of people, Mr. Shem, either somebody has followed the career to a point he forget that he had a family, he's married and all, things like that.
Yes.
Others are now into family so much and they forget that the family needs to eat. So there's a way you're supposed to be here and to be there, but the same thing run at the same time. All right. Now, how do you intentionally balance ministry, leadership, responsibility, and family life?
So, you know, for me, I look at the end.
Oh, you look at the end.
Yes, what do I want? What is the destination?
What is the goal?
Because you see, the destination will determine the resources that I need, the path that I will pass, the sacrifices that I need to make. Because you see, the idea is not just providing for kids. I want to influence them to be men of integrity. You know, you still want to have a marriage.
Yes,
you know, you know. So, and at the same time, those kids have to eat, you know. So if they do not eat, if they do not go to school, if they do not have their needs met, then you'll have a problem. So now I have to decide, like, this is my day. God has given me and everyone else 24 hours. So how do I divide the 24 hours? So I'll say, okay, now that I'm going to work, or now that I'll be busy the whole day, and probably I'll come home later, or maybe I'll come when I'm tired. I'll spend the first 30, 40 minutes of my day with my family. That's the time that we'll pray. I'll take them to school. So every day they know it is assured they'll be with their daddy and they'll pray together with their daddy. Then I'll go to work, you know, have take time, they will also be busy in school.
Yes.
So at that time,
So
kila
all of you are busy.
mtu ana shughuli
We are all
zake.
waiting for 12 p.m. So.
Then jioni will come back. I might be late one day or the other, but it also gives me an opportunity for me to come, evaluate how far they're doing in their studies, what are the things that, how has their week been, and getting feedback from the kids by getting to know. Weekly we ask, what are the things that have gone well this week? What are the areas that you've struggled? Me as your dad, what are the things that I'm doing well? What are the areas that I need to improve on? And they give you feedback, and most of the time the feedback may be good. But sometimes you may find, like, whoa, this is, and now it needs for me to course correct. Yes.
Amazing. Now, what role has your family played in supporting and shaping your calling?
Yes, now, ministry you cannot do alone.
You can never do it alone.
Oh,
It's so big. It's so big and huge.
You cannot do it alone. So, number one, it is my wife. So when I went to propose to her, I told her, by the way, before you say yes, just know that I've been called to full-time ministry.
Amazing.
So before you say yes, well, ukisema yes, ujue tu. So when the time came and I felt God leading me to go to full-time ministry, I went back and I told her, now the time imefika. I feel led to go to full-time ministry. And God had prepared her heart and said, you have my support. When I joined ministry and things were a little bit hard, I went back, told her, the ministry right now, things are tough. And I don't know how these things will work. And she said, Shem, you got this. You got this.
Yes.
And such things really become an encouragement. For me, sometimes I have to be away for like a month or even more. So what does that mean? She has to do more, and her support, even when I'm away, makes a difference. Sometimes we host people, and some of those people will need to be hosted in our home. If we are not in good terms, if she's not supportive, then that is not going to happen. So she becomes a very integral part of my ministry and my children as well, because they also have to make some sacrifices here and there, So, but them being an encouragement, them praying for me, them, making sacrifices, those are the things that help me continue in my journey of ministry.
Amazing.
Yes.
You are following the conversation back at home, whatever place you are. I'm hosting the Kenya Youth for Christ National Director, Mr. Shem Irungu, and we are breaking each and every question nicely here. Should you have a question, please put it down here in the comment section and we'll have them answered, right? As we move on, Mr. Shem Irungu, what personal sacrifice come with national leadership, and how do you protect yourself, your marriage and home?
Well, yeah, I think I'd alluded to that earlier, that
Yes.
sometimes I need to travel.
Yeah.
So when I travel, I do fundraising, maybe in the West.
Yeah.
The airfare is very expensive, so I can't go for 2 days and come back. So when I go, I need to hit several spots, meet as many people as possible, just to justify the costs of traveling. So that comes at a sacrifice to me as an individual, because you are not I'm not sleeping in my comfortable bed.
Yes.
I'm moving. The temperatures are different. Things are different. Cultures are different, and then now that takes a lot of resources, takes a lot of time. Being away from my family, these are the people, they are cheering you on. So that's number one, sacrifice. Number two, I left a career, and this career was very rewarding.
Yes. According to your strength. Yeah?
Yes, it was very rewarding, and ministry is also rewarding. But before I got ministry picked, there was also a lot of financial sacrifice at that particular space. Then sometimes I have to work long hours. In my role, Youth for Christ is international, so we interact with people from around the world, and the time zones are quite different. So if I'm meeting with people from the US, Canada, places like those, then I have to meet them very early in the morning. So 7:30, 8 a.m. I need to have gotten to the office to meet them, or at night. So again, those are sacrifices of my personal time to be doing this work. So those are some of the sacrifices that I can say that I've made over the years.
Wow, wow. So in anything, whether ministry, whether work, there has to be a sacrifice. And sacrifices are always painful.
Yes.
But at the end of it, my guy, there's a greater reward coming on your way. Now, let's pause a little bit there, Mr. Shem,
Yes.
and talk about these people, all right? What counsel would you give to leaders whose public success is threatening their private life?
I think it is looking at the end. All of us at some point will retire. Utake ustake.
All right. All of us at some point will retire.
Yes. So imagine that you will retire and the people you are retiring to do not want you. Umekuwa bazuko nje, you've hit the headlines.
Yes.
But
But
you have no time for your family. You have no relationship. So that becomes very difficult at your sunset years. So for me, I think there is need for a balanced life, so that even now when as I go towards my sunset years, I have a family to go back to. There are people
will receive you
and take care of me. They'll be bringing the grandchildren. I see them. They won't be saying kile kimze kile. So you need that, and then you need to take care of your body as well, because you can't do ministry if you don't have this body. You can't work if you don't have this body. You have to balance your life so that now you're taking care of your emotional well-being, you're taking care of their physical well-being, social well-being, economic well-being. So you need to have that balanced life so that you can be able to have your joy. There is no winning when you have a lot of money and no joy. Yes.
Amazing. Now we are switching gears to mentorship and youth impact. Remember, this is what Mr. Shem Irungu is well known for, and he has really impacted many youth here around. You have many chapters. If we are today talk about Kenya Youth for Christ, would mention as many chapters, many of them. In Nairobi, we have about 2. One, the main office in Westland. We have one in Kibra. We have Machakos chapter. We have Eldoret, Embakasi. We have so many of them. And now this will bring us to this question: mentorship and youth impact. Remember, there's a time back whereby youth were neglected.
Yes.
Remember, it was about school. Then after school, you just live like that. I mean, you're just there. And those are the days whereby there are crimes. There are all manner of evil around. Now, why do you think that mentorship is so critical for today's generation and young people?
Well, you see, we need a nation tomorrow.
Oh man, we need a nation tomorrow.
Yes. So if for us to have a nation tomorrow, then we need to have leaders for tomorrow. Those leaders will not come from anywhere else. We're not importing leaders.
It is those that we are with.
Yes,
it is those to mentor them. There will be those who will disturb us tomorrow.
The 10, 15-year-olds are the ones who will be leading this nation 30, 40 years from now.
10, 15 years old.
Yes. So they'll be, in 20 years, they'll be the fathers and the mothers. So we do not have the luxury of ignoring the younger generation. So if we need this nation to work well in future, in perpetuity, you look at probably a country like the US. It's a country that has been there for many, many years, and they've had ways of ensuring they have good leadership over the years, whether it's their education system, whether it's their political system, to ensure they have good leadership over the years. So even for us as Kenyans, we need to have ways of ensuring that the leaders of tomorrow are prepared, and you cannot prepare them when they're already there. In Swahili they say samaki mkunje akiwa mbichi.
Yes.
You know, so even these young people, we need to
start preparing us
when they're still young.
Yes,
when they're still for bendable. Not when
they
they're
can listen when you tell them something.
Yes.
Amazing. And I think that's a very, very good advice over there. We need to mentor these people because tomorrow we'll need a country. And if they're not mentored, well, tomorrow. Now let's take it again here. Well, now, what challenges and opportunity do you see among Kenyan youth today?
I think Kenya, we are blessed.
All right.
We are a blessed country. When you go out there, you see the pain, the destruction, the brokenness that is out there in some of the other countries. I've traveled to many countries, including countries like Somalia. And you can, when you come back home, you appreciate Kenya.
You say, my goodness.
Yes.
And we are so hospitable, by the way.
Yes, and we have many reasons to complain. You can complain about this and the other.
Yes.
But we have a good country, you know, and we need to protect it. So educational opportunities in Kenya. You know, there are so many people coming from all over the world to study in Kenya. We have educational opportunities. People from Kenya go out there and they shine.
They shine, actually.
Because
they have always have good report.
Because our education system, you know, we have good working culture, you know, which becomes an asset for a young person when they go out there. Kenya is a hub, you know, for technology. It's a hub for many things, you know. So we have internet, you know. We're able to do this because of internet, you know. So there are so many opportunities that are not out there, but we have here in Kenya. So I think every young person needs to look around, look at the opportunities that are there. Mtu ajitume, you know, and then, you know, trust God to open doors for you.
Amazing. Now, how does Kenya Youth for Christ intentionally raise godly and purpose-driven leaders?
So Youth for Christ, we have mentorship programs for young people.
Would you mind telling us maybe when and how can somebody be part of that?
Okay, so now we go around schools. Yes. So as when you invite us to your school, we have a number of programs, leadership programs. One of them is called Worth the Wait, that teaches young people on sexual purity and also teaches young people about just life skills, you know, that they need for them to thrive in life. We have an online Bible study where is a place where young people converge. We have camps that we run in our campsite in Athi River and other places. So there are opportunities for young people to engage with us. We have Kibera, where we have a drop-in center, a youth center where young people come and hang out, you know, and we have this kind of programs in different parts of the country. Yes.
So when you talk about raising godly generation, there's more than just one camp where they can be able to get to source out the knowledge and the understanding how part.
Yes.
Now, what key character trait do you look for when mentoring emerging leaders?
I like people who are self-driven.
Self-driven.
Yes. Let me explain that. For example, you have a leader. You are the one mentoring them, but they never look for you. You have to look for them. You have to call them.
In other words, now it is vice versa.
Yes. So and with all humility, there are so many things on my desk, including family, including work, including, you know, my ministry in church, all that. So now, if you're the one who is following up the young person over and over, that relationship can't work. You know, I can follow up once in a while, but it can. It can be. I can't be the one who is more interested in this relationship than the other. There is something that I learned a few years ago, say that leaders call, they don't want to be called. You know, if you see an opportunity, don't wait for the opportunity to land on your plate, serve.
You go grab it.
Yeah, you go for it.
Go for
you
it.
know,
If you wait for it, somebody else might have taken it.
So those young people who go for those things are easier to work with.
Amazing, Mr. Shem. Now, there's something also you've talked about sacrifice. Just before we start this podcast, I remember you're one of those people that I even come and ask. I know you are not in this field, but then there's one or two knowledge that you knew about, and there's a place you'd prefer me. And I've talked even with other people. You can you can clearly see how determined you are. Not just to start, but also learning. Do you know there are other people who are determined to start something, but they're never willing to learn.
Yes.
Learning is like a knowledge in the bank that every time you come to deficiency, you can go and withdraw and you keep you going. Now, into the final part, Mr. Shem. Now, this is the legacy.
Yes.
After all, in our exit day, that sunset morning moment with us here in this world, we'd want to look back. Before men can celebrate us, we ourselves would love to look back and see there's this journey that we've come and this is the impact.
Yes.
Now, how do you personally define success and influence from biblical perspective?
For me, it's very simple. Did I do the will of God?
Did I do the will?
Yes. You know, there are many, I may build many castles, do all these, but if I did not do the will of God, it's all in vain.
It's all in vain.
So that's the question I asked myself. Whatever I'm doing, am I doing the will of God? Am I in His perfect will? So then the other thing, as one of them, which I know it's part of the will of God, is to raise up a godly offspring.
A godly offspring.
Yes, so have I passed on the legacy of faith to first my children and the next generation? So if I've done that, then I've done the will of God, and I believe that I'm successful. Thirdly, am I an example that people can look up to? So am I a Bible that people can read? You know, there is that quote I see in many places that you may be the only Bible that people read.
Yes.
So when people look at my life, whether it's at work, whether it's in the estate, the neighborhood, you know, can they look at me and say, you know, that person was with Jesus? You know, after Jesus left and the disciples remained here on earth, it says in Acts that when the people met Peter and John, you know, and when they heard them, he said, by the way, these people were with Jesus. I want for people to look at my life, and without me shouting in the street, they say, this person must have been with Jesus.
Must have been with Jesus. And this reminds me, one time, Mr. Shem, we are doing a Bible study, and in one of the chapters, that's in Hebrew chapter, and I told everyone else to close the Bible. And when they close the Bible, I say, can we be able to open from Genesis to Revelation? Will we be able to read the way that Bible, you know, is written? And now that's when people are scratching head. Which memory verse do I know? Do you know there's a time will come when the Bible says that everything else will pass except His word. Even, you know, the Bible is a book. Now it's talking about the word that is written in that heart. So if all that will pass, and I mean you are included there, then there's a bigger problem. And I like that aspect, that living and doing His will. Man, it's amazing. Now, what legacy do you desire to leave nationally, spiritually, and within your family?
So maybe nationally, the desire for me, and our desire has been that every young person in every people group is reached. You know, they are unreached people groups. You know, they are young people who've never heard the gospel. Ukutu Kenya. So for me is getting creative ways of reaching those young people. Some of them, the areas are hostile to the gospel. So praying that God will give us creative ways of reaching those young people. So for me, the desire and the vision is that every young person, regardless of which area of Kenya you come from, you get to hear the gospel and hear the gospel presented to you in a relevant way.
In a relevant way.
Yes, and have an informed decision
Yes, yes.
to follow Jesus Christ.
To follow Jesus Christ.
Yes.
It's one of the vision, right? That having that informed decision to follow Jesus Christ. Now, Mr. Shem, as we have come to a close of the interview this afternoon, what is your message to the one, to the nation, and then two, to the body of Christ? Yes. And also to families as well.
Yes, yes. So, my message to the nation is that righteousness exalts a nation. You know, so righteousness, yes, we are complaining about maybe the government, they are failing us in this and that way, but it starts in our homes.
Right.
You know, it starts in our homes. It starts in our offices, you know. It starts in our churches. In the space that you're in, that's where that righteousness needs to start being manifest. So if righteousness exalts a nation, let's be righteous as a nation. The way we do things, you know, the way honoring the marriage covenant, you know, honoring the word of God, being a people of integrity, you know, refusing corruption, you know, embezzlement of funds, you know, and people living a righteous life. Young people, you know, keeping away from sexual immorality or drug abuse. All these things that young people or the nation runs to, they become very destructive. And I think the message is the same, even for the families. Righteousness exalts a nation, but righteousness exalts a family. So a family that is righteous will prosper, you know, will have a legacy that goes through generations and generations. Because all these other shortcuts, they'll cut you short. And young people love Jesus. He's worth following. You know, I've followed him over 30 years, and I am glad that I made that decision when I was young, because it's been a very good journey. He's been a present help in time of need.
Amazing. Now, Mr. Shem, will you now look at the camera? Tell us how can we find you on social media, and how do you find you on social media?
So I'm in LinkedIn as Shem Irungu. Same with Facebook, Shem Irungu. Same in X. I'm not very active there, but Shem is in X as well. And then Instagram. Those are the spaces that I operate from. But also Youth for Christ. Yes. You know, you can look for Kenya Youth for Christ on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube also. So in all those places you can find Youth for Christ, and you can find me.
Amazing, amazing.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Mr. Shem Irungu, for number one, sharing with us your wisdom, your journey, and even heart today. And indeed, you're reminding us that true influence flows from faith, character, and both commitment to God and family. And this is something that we need to take very, very serious. If at all we want to have a better nation tomorrow, you cannot have a better nation or prepare for a nation if you don't prepare for a family. And that's what we've just learned today, that Mr. Shem Irungu. And ladies and gentlemen, you can as well follow, like, and subscribe, talk about us on our online platform, Dickens Media. And by the way, if you have an event out there, you are looking for photography, videography, MCing, moderator, editor, and you can reach out to us on dickensmedia19@gmail.com, and we'll gladly serve you. In that said and done, remember, faith. You need to keep faith, because faith can sustain you. Fame do fade. Fame that is not built with faith, it will fade one day. And even if you're on top of the mountain, we'll see you down here because of lack of humility. We talk about that. Ladies and gentlemen, have yourself a good time. See you in the next episode. Thank you so much, Mr. Shem. God bless you.
Thank you for having me.